Hello Twin Flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy update. Since we're fast approaching full moon in Capricorn, it's going to be happening at least for my time zone, for Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be between 2 and 3 p.m. on Wednesday, which is tomorrow. I decided to do, it could of course be a different time for you, but because we'll watch videos at a different point in time, have different plans, I decided to give you a little bit of a heads up on this reading, also so that you can maybe make some adjustments or utilize this energy to the biggest advantage that you can have in the best possible meaning of that word, right? As you remember, full moons are about being enlightened about something, about certain things coming to the surface, right? It could be secrets, it could be hidden pain, it could be hidden revelations about possibilities, about the love in a situation, about your own abilities, and getting to know yourself better, right? It's that kind of intimate relationship. I would say, first of all, between you and the divine, right? To me, it's that sort of, if we picture a night, which is quiet, which is normally dark, but with a full moon, it's illuminated, right? But usually it's about like you and God, right? Like that conversation. And this is almost like I'm seeing it as and by the way, I've got my moon lamp here. I'm seeing it as a lamp, as a companion for that conversation, right? And brings up some light to kind of invite you to have that conversation, to see something that you don't always have the eyes or the time to see in your everyday life, in your, moving from one goal to another and like trying to keep up with everything in your 3D life. This is like that time when you can chill a little bit. And if you have the ability to go in nature and witness the moon for yourself in the sky, have different rituals. I've talked about those enough previously. You can look it up yourself, or just simply do a meditation or a prayer or an affirmation even. That would be ideal if you can actually see the moon in person. And speaking of the rituals and the meanings, so this is full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is an earth sign, so you may want to bring some earth to it, or if you're already outside, at least in the northern hemisphere, it's summertime, you might take off your shoes, be bare feet on the ground, or at least have some greenery around you, right? Like plants also symbolize the element of earth. In any, like, you can be creative with it, obviously, but it definitely intensifies energies. You can work with different crystals, so this is the time of release also. This is the first step, is recognition, right? The second step, if you recognize some energy that you don't want to keep, you can release it at this time. And maybe you've already had a chance to do that in the last few days, right? This is the perfect time to kind of part with it, to say, okay, I've processed it, I've transmuted it, I've learned my lesson, I'm ready to release it. In a nutshell, right? So yeah, let's see what we have for the twin flame journey during this time. It's exciting. I'm excited. I'm gonna start with an oracle deck, and today I picked the Enchanted Map Oracle. I haven't used it for a while, so let's see what comes out. Then we'll get into tarot, and I have either the Dream Keepers. I think this deck is called the Dream Keepers Tarot. I love using it for the full moon events. I'll use After Tarot for clarifications, and last but not least, I have my Keepers of the Light deck here, so we'll get some guidance from the Ascended Masters for each of the twins, of course. So let's see what we have for the feminines. If you like what I'm doing, don't forget to click the like button on the video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet, or to leave a comment. Let me know what resonated for you. This is a general reading, but so remember to take only what resonates for you and leave what doesn't. If you're interested in a personal reading or a coaching session, do not hesitate to reach out via an email address. Okay, let's see what we have for Divine Feminines. Yeah, another message that I'm getting for full moon in Capricorn is that, so it's basically, it has this duality aspect where it can bring opportunity for compromise, so you will clearly see where that compromise lies. If you've been struggling in a certain situation in a relationship, right, you will see where that compromise lies. What's the win? Remember that card in the Cosmic Journey Oracle. What's the win-win-win solution? You will see it right away, just like that. Or it could go the other way, and if there is a conflict, if there is pain or fear in a situation, you will see it in its fullest form, right? So it can make certain difficult situations seem even more difficult, because it will be shown in your face, right? What is it that you're struggling with? So I would say try to stay neutral during this time and take the position of the observer, where you're like, you know, keeping an eye on everything and everyone that's around you, like what's going on, okay, what am I feeling here, what's going on there. And obviously, like, interact with people, like try to tune into those energies where to find their energies where you can really work with it. You can understand what kind of situation you've been presented with, what does it mean, right? What can you learn from it, what you're supposed to do with it, all of those things. What do we have for Divine Feminines? Now I'm ready. And I mentioned the other day that I like that this moon is in Capricorn because it brings this extra grounding and application in 3D of whatever energies you're going to be feeling. So it's not emotional like the moon usually is, right? We spoke about it when we had new moon in Cancer, right? Because Cancer was like very much like intuitive and emotional. Capricorn is very practical, very grounded. It's very structural, right? Also very hardworking sign. So you can interpret it how you want it, but that definitely will have its own flavor on the situation. So feminines have got number 43, details. Devil is in the details, I'm hearing. So on the, sometimes in order to see the signs and to understand what kind of decision to make, you need to look into the details. The situation may seem trivial at first hand, but if you look into details, you'll see interesting aspects of it, and you will know, you will get it, right? That's kind of the point. A lot of the times, the point of the signs is that they will be presented in a way that will speak to you. It's not necessarily going to be obvious to everybody else, and it's kind of the point, right? That you get the message, the addressee gets the message. It's like sending a post to someone, right? Put an address into it. We don't want that letter to just get to someone, right? The same way with the signs. It will be, you know, when it gets to you, you will notice, you will understand what it means. Just pay attention. And I like that, the card kind of stood like that for the masculine. And I like that it's card number 43, which is number 7, and we've just been in the 7-7 portal. We're still in that energy, so yeah, definitely the continuation of that powerful dive into the depths of your spirituality, of your soul, right? And learning more and more, going farther and farther away. For masculines, we have Magical Map Shifter, number 52, which is also a 7. So to me, in this deck, this is the Magician card. I actually had it for the masculines just yesterday. So again, the masculines are seeing it, getting this energy in a way where they can see how they can make something out of it, right? Not just kind of like, well, they don't pay that much attention to feelings and emotions anyway, right? But even if they do in this case, right? Not just like have those feelings and emotions run through them. They see actual practical opportunity here, and they don't want to lose it. They don't want to miss it. That's why they're going to be seeing how to kind of utilize their resources at hand to make something useful out of this situation in a good way, to create something fruitful, right? So it doesn't just float away, kind of like it's coming in, it's floating away past you, right? It's that's the part of the ground, right? Where you ground it, you interact with it, you apply it in your life, and it gets grounded. It stays with you if you like it. Okay, that was a good start. Let's see what we have with tarot now. What's the energy like for what's gonna be happening? How is it? Let's ask this question, because I don't want to make this reading too long, so I'm gonna do one question each. How is this full moon significant for Divine Feminine Collective? To those Divine Feminines watching this video. And of course I got too many cards, so I'll have to do it again. Sorry guys. Okay, let's try again. What do we have for Divine Feminine Collective? Feminine. The World, I love it, closing the old cycles and also seeing the bigger picture. It's very interesting, right? Because you had details here, so it's like you immediately could see a very zoomed in version of what's going on with the details. It's like, I've seen it before, but, and then you can see that it's different with the details. It takes the Divine Feminine to see the details in this case. But you can also zoom out far enough so you can see the pattern. You don't get lost in the details. You don't get hung up on those details. You can still recognize the full picture. It's beautiful. And I love that there is a full moon behind her. Look at that. Love it. Love it. Okay, and my favorite number, 21. Well, one of my favorite numbers. What do we have for Divine Masculine? Didn't even need a clarifier there. Maybe I don't need clarifiers today. Who knows? Maybe I'll do another question for each of the twins instead. Right? Just go in with whatever I'm getting, right? Whatever I'm channeling. 9 of Cups in reverse for Divine Masculine. But you know what I'm getting is they realize especially with manifestation card, that it takes work to get the dreams to come true. But that's where it's the most fulfilling and happy and joyous feeling, when you made it happen, right? Not just by yourself, of course, but you know that it's you really who manifested it, you can tell, and not just some miracle or even some magic trick, right? And then suddenly you wake up and something changes with you, right? Not like a genie in the bottle. Now this has butterflies, so it's pretty cool. But in the masculine eyes, even the trick with the butterflies flying out, it still seems pretty cheap. It's not very valuable. It's not as valuable as when you can make your dreams come true, when you are the magician yourself, right? For your destiny, for your life. And that's what they want to bring in. They start to realize for specific scenarios in their life why they haven't been successful. Although it seems like they've worked very hard, they followed the recipe that, you know, the others followed or shared, or whatever, taught them, but they couldn't reach the success that they were hoping for. And now they understand that the secret ingredient, the secret sauce, is this free and empowered energy of self, where you can actually co-create with the universe. And that's what's gonna bring the most fruitful result. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna keep going and get the answer of the message. What's the available outcome of this full moon energy for Divine Feminines? Let's see. What's the available outcome? from this full moon in Capricorn energy. Nine of Wands. What about masculines? What's the outcome for them? What can they learn here? Okay, flew away. I'll have to pick them up. They're quite far, so apologize. Oops. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. So we had Page of Swords and Ace of Wands in reverse. Okay, let's start with the feminine. Have Nine of Wands. So remember that we saw the same card as Strength, so I called it Courage yesterday. To me, this is the reminder for us that where maybe it was lacking or it was building up, this is the moment to truly express your inner strength and courage, divine feminines, right? To be a beautiful, innocent, loving self. Even if there is nobody around to accept that love, or if you still see some, this is like a fence here, right? But it actually has green buds. It's pretty cool. So even if it seems on the first, at the first glance that this is just a hostile environment, you can always find hope with these green leaves. You can always find courage and strength to see the beauty and to keep going, right? Either you can see the beauty there or you can make it happen. If you didn't find it, you'll make it happen. Wow. It's this realization of power, this next level ascension where you will be able to be more free with it, to play with it, to enjoy it, right? To experiment, where it's not just going to be some external power that sometimes works. You will get a handle on how it works, which is pretty cool. The masculines, we see Page of Swords and Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so to me, this means that divine masculines will start to have a healthy, I don't say love relationship, but I guess love relationship with their spiritual side and with their higher power. It's not gonna look like a voodoo and somebody with a cauldron making a potion anymore, right? Like a witch with a broomstick kind of idea. Because for a lot of masculines, that's what it means when they hear manifestation, making things happen, healing, working with crystals. It's a lot of them get this image and it's gone now. They see it as something, they get curious about it. They see it as something potentially powerful. They can solve their problems they've been having, right? This is a very interesting new take where they see it with fresh new eyes. And I'm getting that's because they will have that experience where they made it happen. So they will understand that it's not some sort of voodoo, or it's definitely not somebody having bad intentions, right? Because they would have good intentions. They would want to make something good happen in their life, or maybe even for someone else in their life. And they will see how it will manifest. They will clearly see the connection. And they will get more curious. How can I make it more consistent, right? How can I invite this kind of experiences into my life on a regular basis? Okay, and we're gonna finish off with the Keepers of the Light. So I'm gonna pull one card for the feminines first. What do we have for divine feminines today? I have two cards. Odin, Psychic Insight, and Saint-Germain, Karma Releasing. Your third eye is open, see truth for what it is, follow your intuition, and move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. Oh my God, I think this is exactly what I'm seeing here. Make room for good energy, or create it, create your own path. That's exactly what I was talking about in this card. Wow, I love it. Okay, what do we have for the masculines? Also 2 cards. We have Gaia, Earth Connection, and Lord Shiva, Transcendence. Beautiful. And Gaia is so matching here with the Capricorn energy that we have. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth. Stay grounded. Yeah, great advice for both of the twins during this full moon. And Lord Shiva, Transcendence. Rise up. Honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. I love it. It's beautiful. It's this manifestation process. It's the sacred dance with the universe. I actually also gave an explanation to that, so you can rewind a little bit if you forgot what that dance was about. That divine masculines are figuring out and want to see more of that in their life now. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. I thank you guys so much for joining me today. I love you all, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye.